Hello everyone, welcome to Officer 24/7. My name is Niharika Valia Bhatnagar and I'm with you with the specific area of ABFM, Advanced Business and Financial Management. I hope you're all doing well and everyone, countdown has begun. The registration is starting today. That means you have very limited time to think about what are you going to do with your examination process. Are you gonna try it again or matlab, which particular optional subject you are choosing? Are you giving this time or not? Many of you had been disappointed with the previous examinations as well. So are you all ready for the particular examination? Or if you have decided to go for it, have you taken up the courses? There are so many questions and every question has just one answer. That is, act towards it. That means number one, look forward towards the courses that you're taking up. Think about them in detail. What do you want and how do you want to take them up? And what is the purpose of having these classes? Or if you really want to go for it, how much hard work are you ready to put in? Right? That's all in terms of this examination that you must be ready to put in terms of the examination, in terms of your learning, in terms of the hard work that you're supposed to do. Actually, when we talk about the business analytics and management tool, now, this is basically a chapter from module D. Once I'm done with module D, I'll move to module B. Okay, we have done a good part of module A already. So that's why after the completion of this scoring module, this module A and D are super scoring, while B and C are a little trickier. They need financial knowledge, right? So everyone, number one, share the session, like the session. Don't forget to subscribe the channel as well. And everyone, please make sure that if you're preparing for the examination, you stay tuned. Look at our updates that we are putting up in our courses right now. We'll be putting up all the things in our on our channel today, knowing that the examination registration is starting today. The earliest you start, I think that is better because you get the position, you get the time slot, everything as per your choice. Because once the applicants have filled up those slots, then your required slots are barely available. So I think it is always better to find out your best slot and go for the examination at that point of time, right? Acha everyone, now comes the next point. What are we looking forward to? What's the classes and what are we doing today? We're talking about pre-processing and everything else today. Acha, what do you mean by the term pre-processing, everyone? Pre-processing means thinking about the text in advance. Similar question has been done earlier as well. What do you mean by the term pre-processing? Obviously, sometimes we have to clean the data before time, you know. When we look at the specific data, when you are cleaning the data before time is called pre-processing, everyone. And how do we pursue it further? If you're looking forward towards pre-processing, then we are cleaning the data before time, because if I start with the process of utilizing the data for my analysis and everything else, and what if the data is not cleaned up properly, it is not as per the requirement, then what will happen? The basic problem that will happen is the kind of answers that I'll be getting, or conclusions I'll be getting, they would vary from the result, right? That is what everybody would be worried about. Ki, acha, if the even after the processing things are not working fine, then it is difficult to do it. Don't you think so? So in this case, what's going to be the answer? The answer is analyzing the text for insights, cleaning and transforming text into data usable form, summarizing the data, or this. The answer is cleaning and transforming the data into a usable format. Usable means See, the point is, if I look at the data, what if I want it in a certain format and I'm not following the format? If I'm not following the format, then I have to add up that format. है ना? So that is what we'll be looking forward to. Chaliye. Now let's look at the next question, everyone. Everyone, if you're planning towards your registration today now, just stay tuned for the updates from our side, and at the same time, when you're looking forward towards a specific area, then please make sure that you are taking the correct decisions regarding your registration process. We had been asking you every now and then that choose your additional subject wisely, choose your time slots wisely, because once you have decided these things, then your pursue towards the examination and your approach can be easily understood, है ना? So please make sure that you are absolutely clear the way you are gonna go for the exam. चलिए then, let's move on. How does the data visualization contribute to communication within the organization? By simplifying the complex data relationships, by encrypting data for security, by restricting data access, or by generating more data. Data visualization. पता data visualization is मतलब पता है one thing happens, sometimes we cannot understand the data by just looking at it. That's one truth. So what do we do in this case, everyone? If I cannot understand the data by just looking at it, I need more and more details added to it. The data has to be visualized. There is some vision into it now. Without any vision, if I'm giving the particular data, there's no aim. The vision is based upon how we wanted to conclude the particular things. What are the things that has to be considered while taking decisions, and what if they go wrong? Data visualization is going to connect multiple things for you. It is by simplifying the complex relationships, by encrypting the data for security. Security is different from visualization, everyone. Next is restricting the data access or generating more data. What's going to be the answer? Everyone? In terms of the by data visualization, we can get the answer as that would be by simplifying the complex data. If we simplify the complex data, now that it becomes easier to find out what is wrong, right, and what is wrong. Okay, so when we look at the specific area, it is by simplifying the complex data relationships. But because security and everything is secondary. If I'm looking at the data, I'm trying to find out the relationships between things. I'm trying to find a stronger conclusion. If I'm trying to find a stronger conclusion, it is by simplifying the complex data. Done. What is the primary purpose of data visualization? Idea creation, data analysis, data storage, or data collection. Primary purpose of data visualization. To visualize the data, to look into the data, we need idea creation, we need data analysis or data storage or data collection. Primary purpose of data visualization. Actually, no, it's not idea creation. It's actually when we talk about the data visualization in terms of the answer there, idea creation is related with the specific area of, okay, I have a business. My business purpose is basically generating revenue and all through I provide services. Everyone, till the time I don't generate the data in a certain manner, can I understand it or can I make anybody else understand it? Because whatever the data is, this data would be required by anybody, top management, other departments, and there can be anyone. There cannot be not one person, not two, but multiple people, right? Done, everyone? So in this case, that's why data analysis is one part. वैसे तो basic purpose is data analysis as well. Data storage is basically not our part. That is a part of data mining. Data mining, text mining will take care of it. How to keep the particular data, how to retrieve it from somewhere. That is not our issue. Okay? It can become our issue only if we are concerned about it. In this case, we are not really the one who will be worrying about it. So in this case, the correct answer is idea creation. Rest everything is not falling into place. That's why in the examination, always try to find out things which you can try from the on the basis of elimination method as well. Under elimination method, whatever you feel is not fitting in has to be removed. Which type of chart is used by the project managers to describe workflows? Bar chart, pie chart, Gantt chart, or line chart? What's going to be the answer? Bar chart, pie chart, Gantt chart, or line chart? The answer is Gantt chart. वैसे तो there are other methods as well. Bar chart is like this part, matlab they have this is bar in terms of pie, it is in the circular motion. Line chart is in the basis of lines, and Gantt chart is one of the I would say very this method is somewhat very sorted. Gantt chart is named after the person whose name was Gantt, and this particular chart is used to basically show the workflows, how the work is going through the different areas. Now comes the question, what is the primary goal of information retrieval system, everyone? Information retrieval. See, now comes the area where we are talking about information retrieval. Retrieving the information is super important. Why is it so important? If we do not retrieve the information, why are we keeping it? Matlab, if I'm keeping something so preserved that even I won't remember where I kept it, what's the fun of keeping that particular thing? And which is not good for the business. So in this case, retrieval is an important and essential part of data management. And she, what is the primary goal of information retrieval system? Condensing text messages is not the point. Grammatical tokens, localizing and delivering the relevant data on user queries, or analyzing sentence structure. The answer here is locating and delivering the relevant data. Whenever a particular person is asking for the data, we have to look at that particular person. We have to make it grow. And this part is definitely super important. Done? Chaliye ji. Now let's look at the next question as well. The next question says, Acha everyone, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, then hurry up and subscribe it right away, because subscription of this channel is super important at this point of time. And what's the reason? You will get all the updates regarding the examination through this. So it's always better to have a better subscription. You know? So in this case, all the details regarding the examination, where it is PL and what are the things that you need to take care of, quick tips for the examination, everything would be there. What is the role of data visualization, everyone? Identifying patterns and trends, collecting the data, storing the data, and creating algorithms. All these things are a part of it, everyone. What is it? What is the role of data visualization? Done? The correct answer to this question would be identifying patterns and trends. Data visualization is actually about connecting the organization. It will always connect the various parts of the organization into multiple areas. If we are not connecting it, that is where we make a mistake. Because ultimately, how will we relate where we are going wrong or where we are going right? To relate things in a proper and detailed manner, we have to go through this. You know? That's how we get the clarity. Chaliye ji. Now, let's move on to the next question. What does NLP stand for? Everyone, I think we did some questions regarding NLP yesterday as well. Natural Language Protocol, Neural Language Protocol, Natural Language Processing, or the New Linguistic Patterns. The correct answer is Natural Language Processing.
Hello everyone, welcome to Officer 24/7. My name is Mahapacks Bhatnagar and I am with you with the specific area of Advanced Business and Financial Management. Hope you are all doing well everyone, and good morning. And at the same time everyone, hurry up, the registration has started. That means at this point of time you cannot be casual about the approach regarding the examination. If you're planning to give the examination this year, then this is the perfect time. Please go ahead and move towards the specific area of going for the examination and getting yourself registered as per your required time slot. If you won't get yourself registered in time, the basic problem that you will face is that you will not be able to get the centers and your slots as per your needs. So I think if you'll be planning for it now, always go for something which will help you out, right? So everyone, let's begin with the session. Share the session, like the session, as well as subscribe to our channel if you haven't done it yet. Everyone, and here comes the green financing. But for years, the organizations were known for the fact that they were always after finances. Matlab, they were always after money. They wanted to get money so that they can produce more, so that they can expand their businesses, they can work in a stronger manner, है ना? All those things were there. So in this case, one particular thing was that was green, under green financing. They said that, Array, why aren't we considering the fact that everybody who's working in the organization, okay, the organization should be working towards uh, something that you and I can define as if, Acha, everyone, let's talk about it. I want to expand my business. Can I expand my business by not damaging the environment? It can be difficult, you know, but we can do that. If I want to, I can work on the environment as well as I can work upon the things that we are in need of for the business. है ना? Now that's one strong thing, that if I want finances, I can actually have a solar power plant. I can have I can create a dam or something. I can look forward to anything which will not damage the environment, but yet I'll get something. Isn't it, everyone? Every business would always want that when they are growing, that they have immense support from the government. What if we look forward towards developing an organization which is working towards the generation of profits, but not at the cost of the world, right? So that's what green financing is all about. Green financing means arranging the funds for the organization which are related to the specific area of they're involved in green working. Green working means these organizations are involved strongly in the area of sustainable development. What does sustainable financial system encompass? Only economic factors, number one, or is it the specific area of social, environmental, and government and economy? And the next one is social and economic factors or environment and economy. See, environment is a vital part. Green financing clearly says na, green means greenery, matlab economy, or environment. It's environment. है ना? If they're trying to find the environment, so in this case, what is it that they have to take care of, everyone? Simple. If you're looking at your business, then you would always want that your business grows, है ना? That is how we define it. So in green financing talks about green businesses. How do they define the term green, everyone? This green is basically the finances which they are arranging for their business, but without damaging the environment. That's the beauty of it, na? There is environment, society, government, then and economy. Acha, which concept completely includes climate finance but excludes social and economic factors? Climate finance are clearly taken, but social and economic factors are not taken into it. Actually, it's obvious now. The organizations can only take care of themselves or they can take care of the world. So it's a little difficult to have that balance. If I look at sustainable finance means you developing yourself and leaving things for your future generations as well. Climate finance is basically related to the climate changes, as I can see that if I talk about the basics there, global warming is increasing every single year. Then we have economic finance. So in this case, what's going to be the answer? The correct answer is going to be green finance, everyone. Okay? Now let's look at the next question. What primarily does the term climate finance refers to? Green finance is different. You are more working towards environment than your businesses. That's one part. है ना? In this case, what is it gonna be, everyone? Climate finances economic factors related to climate change, social and economic factors to environment change, or subset of green and environmental financing target climate related projects, or government policies related to climate change. Everyone, sometimes the organizations are actually involved in taking care of the climate changes as well. As you already know, global warming has definitely taken a lot towards the area of working. Matlab, I think in the entire world, global warming has caused heavy rains, light rains, and then flash floods. All those problems are there because of the unpredictability of the climate due to the human intervention. So when we talk about the climate finance, it is basically what? It is a subset of green or environmental financing targeting climate related projects. Done, everyone? So it's a subset of green or environmental financing targeting climate related projects. Done, everyone? Let's move on to the next question. Which organization is responsible for developing the standards for green finance? World Bank, IMF, ISO, or UNEP? Everyone, what's going to be the answer according to you? World Bank, IMF? Which organization is responsible for developing standards? World Bank, IMF, ISO, yeah, that is International Organization for Standardization, and the last one is United Nations Environment Program. The correct answer is ISO, International Organization for Standardization. They have given a few standards which are super important in order to understand these organizations. So now let's talk about a few of the ISO as well. This particular question is very, very important, everyone. All these ISOs are super important for the examination, as this has been asked in the MCQs quite few times, matlab in both the examinations that have happened. Since ABFM is absolutely new and hardly has happened for twice times, and till now we are definitely not able to create a specific pattern out of it. But yes, A and D plays a very important role. Module A and Module D has more chances of getting in terms of the examination than the lower areas. So, matlab the different and the chapters that is B and C are B and C is pure practical, but there are many things which are absolutely practical in nature. Done. Now, which focuses on sustainable finance? ISO 32210, or that is Framework for Sustainable Finance. Everyone, 14007 environmental cost and benefit, 14,008 that is monetary valuation of environmental impacts, or 14,097, everyone, which talks about assessing and reporting investments related to climatic change. है ना? चलिए, Now, the correct answer to this question is acha 14,097, that is assessing and reporting investments relating to climatic change. According to you, what's going to be the answer? The correct answer is 32210. That is Framework for Sustainable Finance. Now comes the next question. What is an ISO standard which deals with monetary valuation of environmental impacts? Earlier, the environmental impacts were hard to measure in terms of money. Now they have started explaining it in terms of money as well. Okay, now let's look at the answer, everyone. The correct answer to this question is we are looking at the framework now. That means in terms of the framework and all, it is monetary valuation. We're trying to value things in terms of monetary scenarios now. Now let's look at the next question. Why is it important to move towards the area of towards a more sustainable global economy? Everyone think about it. If the everything is saved, but the earth is not saved, where will we live ultimately? Everyone, which we think is the best solution for our businesses, is it really the best solution for our business as well? Everyone, everyone, what's gonna be the answer? Why is it important to move towards more sustainable global economy? Global economy, if not specifically sustainable, then what will happen? We will get every advancement, technological advancement, but where will it take it? With nowhere in on this particular part of the earth. While when we are talking about our businesses causing global warming and melting of icebergs and all, so this is going to affect the businesses more or help them? It's going to affect them more. It increase the profits for the financial institutions to achieve targets set for the climatic change and sustainable development goals, to maintain the status of the family quo. Everyone, to increase the profits for the financial institutions, to achieve the targets set for climatic change and sustainable development, to maintain the status quo, or to avoid risk associated with sustainable efforts. The risk cannot be denied. There are multiple risks involved with this. What is the more, why is it important to move towards sustainable? That means it helps you up in terms of its setup is based upon this only. To achieve targets set for the climate changes. This is the basic thing. They would want that the climate can be having without any causing any further damage. We are able to grow. We are getting our money. They are getting their money. Chaliye everyone, let's go to the next question. What's going to be the answer? What is the primary objective of sustainable financing? Transitioning activities towards contributing to long-term sustainable goals or creating value by seizing new opportunities in the economy, and then improving the portfolio ability to generate for long-term fund returns, and identifying and mitigating the risk, as well as aligning pursued interests with stakeholder expectations. Everyone, aligning pursued interest with stakeholders expectations, identifying and mitigating the risk. What is the point? And I think in this case they have given e points na? In the examination they don't ask the e point. So in this case, when I give the solution, it is very simple. It is C. It improves your portfolio. Obviously it does. You're like, other than earning, where I'm also contributing towards environment to generate the long-term fields and while minimizing their impact on the environment. That is what these people would want, na? Done. Which of the following is not an example of ESG criteria outlined in the ISO 32210 document? Climate change, is it a part of it? Executive pay, which is not a part of it. Huh? Health and safety, or political lobbying and donations? But if we talk about political parties, then the very first thing that comes into my mind is then this is what I have to think of. You know? That is what I was thinking. What's gonna be the answer accordingly? Which is not an example of ESG. What's gonna be the answer, everyone? Which is not an example of environmental, social, and government based? The correct answer is executive pay. That means everything should be predetermined already. Then there should not be any conflict. Conflict arises because they are also giving extra money to someone. But there must be a reason if the company is paying more to certain people and not to others. You know? That's executive pay, everyone.
Our examination normally starts in the it started a little earlier last year. Though, if I talk about the reality, things are changing a lot since the syllabus changed this year. We have the problem related to the area of elections being clashed in the JIB area. So we have there were changes in the JIB examination recently as well, but our examination is way after. So I think we are good to go. Our examinations will start in July, and then we have June July area for our exam. And everyone. Acha, with this, I am done with all these things individually already. I hope you remember that part. We are done with all these classes individually. Individual chapters are all sorted, but now I'll be talking about the blend of multiple chapters. So this is basically a blend of multiple chapters that we are taking up. I have also discussed many of the chapters as well, individually as well as mixed chapters, entire modules as well. So let's look at it, everyone. How do we pursue further? We are looking at the victory series. In the victory series, what's the first thing? Acha, this is related to the area of tax-free reorganizations. Acha, what does the step transaction theory aim to prevent a tax-free reorganization? It aims to prevent acquirers from assuming the liability for target company debts. It aims to prevent the target shareholders from receiving excessive compensation. It aims to prevent transactions that resembles sales from quality as the tax-free reorganizations, or it aims to prevent target companies from retaining the control over the business operations. Its basic work is basically to prevent the transactions that resembles the sales from qualifying as tax-free organizations. See, sometimes you are making sales and you are making good money. But what if this money is taxable and you are putting into reorganizations? So they make sure that this doesn't happen. Na? Done, everyone? Chale. The answer is C. They try to prevent the transactions which are actually not taxable. They want that only the not taxable areas should be removed. The ones which are taxable should not be included. Done. Chale. Moving on to the next point. In US, what is the period for net operating losses that can be carried forward or backward? Is it 10 years and 10 years forward, 5 years backward, 20 years forward, 2 years backward? And then we have there are 15 years forward, 3 years backward, or forward for 5 years and backward for 10 years. What's going to be the answer, everyone? In terms of US, you can extend it up to maximum 20 years forward and 2 years backward. In our country, we cannot have backward losses in terms of this. They can be carried forward for maximum 8 years. But the depreciation can be continued. है ना? चलिए. What conditions must be satisfied for the capital gains arising from the transfer of the assets to be exempt from tax and amalgamation? The amalgamated company must be a foreign company. The scheme of amalgamation must satisfy the section 47(5). The scheme of amalgamation must satisfy the section 2 subsection 1 subsection B, and the scheme of amalgamation must be approved by RBI. If you really want exemptions, there's only one point. That was 2 subsection 1B. Done, everyone? Chaliye. What is the significance of amalgamated company? What do you mean by amalgamation, everyone? Normally 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. है ना? Normally we say that 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. What if in an organization, if one has positives, second one has positives, and this becomes more than 2? Because both of their positivities are to be added there. Then it becomes more than that. What is the significance of the amalgamated company being a company for tax relief purposes? है ना? So what do we do in this case, everyone? What's going to be the answer? It ensures the it ensures the compliance with foreign tax laws. It facilitates the transfer of assets across the borders. It allows easier regulatory approval, or it is requirement of the exemption from capital gains tax. Amalgamated company and Indian company. See, in case of amalgamation, when two companies amalgamate, it is covered under Section 47. If one company has shares and it gives shares to other company, then this is movement of shares. Nobody is getting money and nobody is spending money. If nobody is getting money, nobody is spending money. Then I think in this case, there's one particular thing which is absolutely clear. There is no tax. It is requirement for the exemption from capital gains. Chaliye, let's look at the next question. In case of transfer of shares, everyone, we're talking about the transfer of shares. When a transfer of shares by shareholder of an amalgamated company not regarded as a transfer of for capital gain purposes. When the transfer is made in consideration of cash payment. When the transfer is made in consideration for allotment shares in the amalgamated company, when the amalgamated company is a foreign company, or when the transfer is made without any consideration. What's going to be the answer? Amalgamated company not regarded as a transfer under capital gain. When the transfer is made, if you have cash payment, it becomes taxable. It is an amalgamation is covered here, which this means that the companies are merging together, but there's one particular thing which is clear. That with this clarity, the amalgamation involves a payment of cash, which is taxable there. So the first point is definitely true. When the transfer of is made under consideration of allotment in amalgamated company. When the amalgamation is with the foreign company, it is considered here. When the transfer is not made without any consideration, I think if we talk about shares now, if you have shares, you give shares. When the movement is totally on the basis of shares, it's based upon only one thing. When the transfer is made in terms of allotment, shares versus shares, there's no movement. है ना? चलिए. Done, everyone? Under Section 47, subsection 7 of Income Tax Act, what are the capital gains arising from the transfer of the shares by shareholders of amalgamated company exempt from tax? When the transfer is made in consideration of the cash payment, when the transfer is made in consideration of allotment of shares of the amalgamated company, when the amalgamated company is a foreign company, or when the transfer is made without any consideration. What's going to be the answer? Even though it's a transaction but not stated as a taxable one. When will this happen, everyone? What's going to be the answer? In this case, what's going to be the answer? The answer is when the transfer is made in consideration of allotment of shares in the amalgamated company. See, amalgamating and amalgamated. The company which is converted into some other company is to be considered here. You know, a new company is being bought. So when one company is converted into another company, that is to be considered in this case. You know, an old company is now a new company altogether. So when we are trying to have this kind of situation, this is where the organization is looking at what? They're trying to expand. When you're looking forward towards expansion, you are amalgamating with another company. You want the growth, so by looking forward towards the growth, you are amalgamating companies. The companies which will become one later on. And the company that is being formed is called amalgamated company. That is the difference between these areas. We have amalgamating and amalgamated. This is what is trying the process, and this is the ultimate reach. The rule says in terms of direct tax, and this one particular beautiful point. That is, if you enjoy the money, you pay tax. If you don't enjoy the money, why to charge money from you? That is to be covered in this area. Okay? Done? Chali. Now let's look at the next point. What conditions must be fulfilled for a company to take advantage of the carry forward of accumulated losses and unabsorbed depreciation under Section 72A of the Income Tax Act, everyone? But there are certain rules. If one company is facing losses, it can continue. It can try to make the losses a little better. The losses can be recovered. We have to make sure that we are recovering the losses altogether. And how do we recover the losses? If it belonged to the previous organization, they will continue with the new organization. This will ensure that the new organization is also getting money. It is also getting the benefit of all the losses which the previous organization genuinely faced. So in this case, there's one particular thing which they clearly say, that when we're talking about the organizations altogether, then every organization is looking forward towards growth. And that is why if they have to amalgamate or join hands with other organizations, they will do it duly. So in this case, when they do this part, then the amalgamated company should be a foreign company. It should be engaged in the business. It should be an Indian company, or it should not be a public sector company. It has to be only one thing, an Indian company. A past Indian company can give its losses and depreciation to the new Indian company. This is allowed. If the past Indian company is not there, then new Indian company cannot get the funds. So we need to have two Indian companies, which are amalgamating. Okay, na? That is something we cover. How long must the amalgamated company hold at least 3/4 of the book value of the fixed assets? 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, or 6 years? If you are an older company, now it becomes a new company. New company has to hold all the assets and liabilities of the previous company for a certain period of time, that to 75%, also called 3/4. In the law, it is written 75% of the previous company's assets and liabilities has to be taken over by the new company. And not only they have to take over, but they also have to keep it in their hands. Okay? Done, everyone? The answer is 5 years. चलिए, let's look at the next question. What is the consequence if the specified conditions of for amalgamation are not fulfilled? Amalgamation is cancelled. Amalgamated company receives tax benefits. Business loss and unabsorbed depreciation are treated as income, or amalgamated company receives government funding. The consequence of specified conditions for amalgamation are not fulfilled. When the amalgamation is not fulfilled, there's only one problem. That is business loss and unabsorbed depreciation are treated as income. These things which could have been carried forward, which the company could claim ki arey, the previous company faced losses and the present can also utilize it to set off. This utilization will not be allowed. That's the worst part, that even if it was justified, even if this was the reason that you amalgamated two companies because one of them was excessive losses, so that's to be covered. Done. चलिए, चलिए. What is the rate at which income tax is levied under MAT if the amount of income tax payable under the general provisions of ITA is less than 15% of book profits? It is 10% or 10%, 15%, then is 20%. Hello everyone, welcome to Syllabus 24/7. My name is Niharika Bhatnagar and I am with you with the area of ABFM, Advanced Business and Financial Management. Acha everyone, what are we dealing with today? Today we are going to talk about the specific area altogether. I'll be talking about startup finance today. And then with hybrid, we have done a lot of hybrid based questions. Now let's talk about the next part. Chaliye. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about startup finance. Acha, what do you mean by startups, everyone? What do you mean by the term startup? Startups basically are the organizations which are absolutely new, right? They have been formed from scratch and it's been around, I would say, 5 years, but less than 10 years. Earlier, the definition had 5 and now it has been 10 years. Okay? That is how we define the term finance. Startup finance can be further stated like this. What defines a startup according to Wikipedia? Wikipedia has defined it as a company with minimal expense and high income. No, that cannot be the point. Then comes the next point, that is a business intended to grow large beyond the solo founder. Then comes a self-employed individual seeking entrepreneurship opportunities, or a registered business that never intends to grow large. Startup can never be an organization which is not looking forward towards growth. One of the basic things that they are look forward in is this: a business intended to grow large beyond the solo founder. They don't want to be a sole organization. That is a sole proprietorship. They want to go bigger. They want to go higher, right? Chaliye. Now that's one more area that we have talked about. Let's talk about the next question. What is the purpose of Startup India Action Plan? India had decided to go for the Startup India Action Plan for a reason. That India required startups to come up. For years, there was a problem that India had a stagnation. Stagnation because the stagnation was because India was not even developing at all. For the growth, they needed people coming from India and telling that I would like to open my own business. I would like to explore the specific area. So it was done to discourage entrepreneurship and startup growth. No, discouraging can never be done. Na? But to encourage, to create a policy framework for innovation in startups, to limit financial assistance and incentive for startups, or to increase bureaucratic hurdles for startup recognition. What's going to be the answer? Everyone? Chaliye, let's look at the answer. To create a policy framework to limit financial, you cannot limit, and you don't want to increase the bureaucratic hurdles as well. This will really deflect our country from the growth of GDP and further development. So I think I'll go for B. That is to create a policy framework for innovation. Innovation was the key of startups. The startups were introduced for this particular reason only, that they had something that was innovation. The primitive businesses were totally just based upon what is happening around. They wanted to grow further. They wanted to go beyond. है ना? Now comes the next point. Which category of actions does the Startup India Action Plan include? Financial penalties and restrictions, industrial government conflict resolution, financial assistance and incentives, industry, academia, collaboration, and simplification and coercion, tax hikes, and regulatory barriers. Okay, all of these are definitely some challenging negative terms. So, what do you think? What category of actions does Startup India Action Plan includes? Okay. Financial penalties and restrictions, if you build them up, then people who wants to innovate, will they be able to establish their business? I think with a lot of restrictions, I'll be worried whether I'm following the rules or not. है ना? That's one particular thing I'll definitely think of. So, industry, government, conflict resolution. That's one part that is required. But is it the main point? Startup India Action Plan. Tax hikes are there, then these people will not have it. Most of the startups have tax planning campaigns. Matlab, you start your business and you get tax holiday for a certain period of time. You don't even have to pay a single penny, isn't it? So in this case, what would you say? I think I'll go for the answer C. This belongs to the area of financial assistance. They provide loans to these people. They provide incentives. They provide subsidies. Industry, academia, collaboration. Matlab, if I'm from the academic background and I found something really cool for my business, that is there. And then is simplification and coercion. What is this simplification and coercion? Simplification is based upon simplicity and coercion is basically stressing people. है ना? Done, everyone? So in this case, the answer is C. It's an interesting question for sure. Everyone, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, then hurry up Before your registration begins, please subscribe to our channel, get done with all our courses so that you are able to grow further with us. Done everyone? Chaliye, let's talk about the next question. Acha. What benefits are startups eligible for under the startup plan? Benefits, startups, okay. What are the benefits that they're getting? Tax incentives only? Yeah, they get tax holidays. Government funding support only? They get both, I believe. You know, tax incentives, government funding support, capital gain exemptions, priority treatment in public procurement, or tax incentive and capital gain tax exemption only. Tax incentive means, that means if they're doing something, then you help them further. And exemption means that you are you see them earning, but you don't put them under tax in this. So in this case, the answer is actually C. Eligible startups, they get all these benefits. They get incentives from on the basis of taxation, and then they also get government funding. Government also provides them a lot of aids. Then government capital gain tax exemptions are there, and they get the priority treatment as well because they're just absolutely new. They're newbies in the market. These rookies gets a lot of importance because they are bringing something drastic changing in the market, so they are always valued a lot. Done. Acha, what is the purpose of Atal Pension Yojana? Atal Pension Yojana is different. It is a part of taxation there. The Atal Innovation Mission under the startup plan to provide financial support, to offer mentoring and advisory support, to act as a platform for promoting startup companies and innovation, or to facilitate patents and trademark applications. Everyone, what's going to be the answer? What is the purpose of Atal Innovation Mission? Atal Innovation Mission can be said as to act as a platform for promoting startup companies and innovation. It's for both. According to the initial definition of Startup India, which is of the following statement is true? In actual, the definition was changed after a certain period of time. So they're asking about the initial definition. The entity must have a turnover exceeding 25 crores. The entity must have working towards innovation, development, deployment, or commercialization of new products, processes, and services. The entity can be considered a startup even if formed by splitting up or reconstruction of an existing business, or the entity must be incorporated as a private limited company, private partnership firm, or a limited liability partnership in India. Basically, the answer is A. No. Acha, there's some issue with the question. Huh? The initial definition had that this was up to 5 years, and yes, this was also part of it. The entity can be considered by splitting up. No, this was not in the first as well. The entity must be working exceeding 25 crores is also not there. The entity must be working towards innovation, development, deployment, and technology and intellectual property. I think I'll go for B. The answer is actually B. And the definition actually had this part as well, up to the 5 years from the date of registration. That they had earlier 5 years, this was exceeded by 10 years in the next definition. Actually, this is also the next similar question. यहाँ पर the main definition, what is the key requirement? Acha, in the initial definition, the main point was this only. Acha, then I think based upon this, the correct answer has to be, this is the one I told. B is the answer. Here also C would be the same point. 10-year time was defined under new definition. Old definition didn't give any of these things. Okay? If the working towards the innovation, deployment, development, or commercialization of new products, processes, or services driven by technology or intellectual property. According to the state startup policy, what is the purpose of having a startup policy for a state? To discourage the startups from operating in the state. Actually, में opening up a startup policy, startup in our state is definitely more helpful. That is what I know. है ना? Then comes to provide funding, mentorship, and market access support for startups, to limit the number of startups in the state, or to impose strict regulations on the startups. What's going to be the answer? The correct answer is to provide funding, to provide mentorship, to provide market access support for the startups. Done? What is the purpose of pitch presentation of startups? Acha, everyone who came to me and you asked me that, Niharika ma'am, I would like to put money into your business. Tell me about your business a bit. And if I cannot give you a proper definition to my business, or I cannot show you what exactly it looks like and what is my vision towards it, will you be able to put money into my business? We'll be looking at it like, why? Why not giving proper the information there? That means to showcase the entrepreneur skills, to provide an overview startup challenge, or to list the failures of startups. Pitch presentation is similar to that point now. If you ask me about my business and I see, if I talk about the question, if I would have just talked about the question and I'm not giving you details about the question, you'll be stuck with that. How do we look forward towards this question? Huh? I have to give the details of the question to you. Hai na? Only then it makes sense. So either to showcase the entrepreneur skills, or next point is to provide an overview of the startup challenges, to list the failures, or to showcase business and convince investors to invest. If you have to go for the answer there, the answer has to be to showcase the business and convince investors to invest. That is what we look forward to, everyone. Okay? Because we have to tell people that our business is worth giving money. You're gonna say this to them, but then they will always want show me something na, give me the potential that you have, show us that specific area, only then we can give money to you, otherwise we will not give, right? Next point, what is the purpose of pitch deck? Then to provide funding for the startups, to assist the building of pitch presentations for startups, to offer mentorship for entrepreneurs, or to promote startup competitions. What is that specific area regarding pitch deck, everyone? What's going to be the answer? The purpose of pitch deck is this: to assist the building pitch presentation for startups. matlab we'll be helping the new startups to make their own presentation more clear. ठीक है? चलिए, done. What is the focus of Incubator Grand Challenge introduced by Atal Innovation Mission? Recognizing successful startups, providing financial support to established incubators, supporting international startups, or promoting academic research. What's going to be the answer, everyone? Incubator is basically a situation where the kids are kept, the newborn babies are kept in the incubators to provide them a similar atmosphere as they had in their mother's womb, and so that their lungs are ready for proper breathing as well as their body heat can be maintained. So when we talk about the startups are just like newborn babies na. These babies wants to grow, but how would they grow? We have to recognize successful startups, providing financial support to established incubators, supporting international startups, or promoting academic research. The answer is providing financial support to the established incubators. They are providing the financial supports. ठीक है ना? This helps because one of the basic things that is required in the beginning is funding. That funding plays a very, very important role. Done, everyone? Chaliye, that's it for the day. I hope this session was useful. And if it was, then please go ahead and like the session. Don't forget to share it among your peers and everyone. I hope you already know our courses are currently having double validity. One of the coolest things that you can look forward to. Why do I say this? Because when we look forward to our courses, it is available at the lowest price at this point of time. Right? So what you can do is double validity is going on. CIIB, go and buy the Mahapack, everyone. Josh batch, Zeal batch, Manzil batch. All these multiple batches are already there for you on our portal. All you need to do is click on there of buy now. Use the code Y541 and apply it. As soon as you'll apply it, you will get it for 6823.95. Use the code and also download the app and you will get it for 6500. 1% more will be available as a discount. Okay, 6500 something would be the price. So if you're planning, all you need to do is you need to get our Mahapack has double validity, everyone. It is available for 1 year for 6500. Matlab if I look at 6500 divided by okay, everyone, so that simply means let's end the session here. But before I end my session, the most important thing is, have you enrolled in our CIB courses yet? If you haven't, then please hurry up and get yourself registered. Why am I saying that? Because our Mahapack is currently available at 80% discount. What's best in this particular area altogether? This is our entire Mahapack, Josh batch, Zeal batch, Josh ABFM individual batches are also there. Josh is bilingual. Zeal is basically the one which is English medium. Now look at this part, everyone. 5279, 5279, 78% discount. If I thought of buying English medium batch for all the 4 subjects, I'm not going for the other subjects. My pricing would have been Y541 is the code that you should use, because with this you will get 80% discount. Get an app, our app, that means you will get 81% there. That means this would be barely for 4800. 4800, 1% extra would mean around 230 rupees more reduction. This will go up to maybe around 45, 46. Okay, so that means the price was 23,999 and minus 81%. We'll get it for 4560, everyone. For 4560, you will get this batch based plan which has got 6 months validity. This does not include our revision batches. This does not include any other batch or not even the 5 elective papers. Now the point is, if you take up the Mahapack, you will find it. Just click on there of buy now. Use the code Y541 and see the difference yourself. this particular course is available for not 6 months but for 12. Matlab for 4560 you'll get for 6 months, and for if you get downloading the app you will get it at 81% discount. You will get for 6174. Matlab by just paying 6174 rupees you would have got something for 12 months. At the same time, this includes all the batches: revision batch, bilingual batch, English medium batches, then ebooks, then mini marathon, maha marathon, doubt sessions, test series, ebooks, all the recorded videos of the previous batches that I've ended. Matlab, there's an endless area. Everything about CIIB will be for you. So if you're planning, then why not this specific area altogether? So please go ahead and check it out on our website and on our app for further details.